Ah,
Wow. I guess it is what it is. The class will just start from here from the recording. Anyway, help is not showing. Let's see. What can I search for? Okay, let me search for support. Maybe I'll see that. No, 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 no. Let me do headphone. Okay, there's an headphone. I guess that can search for support. Now, for avatar, I need to search for, sorry. Okay, there are people's avatar here, but this ain't working. Okay, let's see. Alert toast. Yeah. No, 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 no. Okay. Let me just go out of the way and get the avatar that I need. I know where is it. Avatar. It's somewhere around here. Okay. So my avatar is here. Oh, let me pick one. I'm a lady. I think I like this. Yeah, I like that. So that's my avatar. Where's my design file? Okay, where are you? You guys are still seeing my screen, right? Hello,
yeah,
people.
we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's 40. Let me see. Okay, this balances up. We have that. This icon needs to change. Say logout. Okay, so my sidebar is set. I'm bringing it out here. Sorry. Now I'm saying that my space here is too much, so I'm going to reduce that to a 24. I've forgotten that. So it's 16 plus 24. That's about 30. That's 40. Okay. So I know the space here would be 40. So this now becomes my sidebar. So now that to create my component, I'm gonna do this. I won't create the full component. I just want to do a few samples so you can see that. So I'm gonna do Shift A, and this is going to be my active one. So now I'll change the icon to, oops, where did that take me to? Design practice. I'll change that to dashboard. Okay, so we have to get the exact one, so which I believe was this. So it has to be the field version. Yes, we have our field version of our navbar. So I have my outline and field. So I can name this sidebar, and this is default, and this is for the one for overview. So I name it for overview, right? So I'm just doing those two just for purposes. Now something is missing here. That's like divider line that's supposed to be here. So I'm gonna come here and add my stroke, add my top, and search and use my stroke right there. So I'm gonna copy, same thing I have here, Ctrl C. I'm just gonna copy here. It's replace. So I have this. So my sidebar is ready. I'm gonna copy this now and I'll bring here Ctrl V. Now I start making my, now before I do this, this is my, what's it called? My header to have, okay, you wouldn't necessarily need that outline anyway. So my header is gonna have my profile, my name. So I'm just gonna borrow this here and I'm gonna post it here. So this is coming right here, right? And this I'll do Shift A and I'm gonna fill it all the way to the end. And here I'm going to make it 48. Because my first spacing is 48, this goes all the way here, right? And so because I know I'll put a title here, so let me just copy one of this text. And I'll be putting it inside here. Oopsie. So this goes here. So this this and this Shift A and auto and fill. So this comes here and this has to be centered, aligned, and this because it's going to be a title, so I'll give it that 32 and I am naming it overview. And there's some of weird balance going on here, so I'm going to do this, balance it up. And what else do I need to do? I'm setting this at auto. Yeah. Now it has to be bold. Bold. And I'll set this to org. Okay. I have my title right there, but it doesn't necessarily need to be too dark. So I'm going to change it to, no, that's still her. Yeah. So I have that. Don't worry, I'm going to turn off my grid very soon. So yeah, this is set, but I need this to go away. So I am setting this to 0. So it balances up. Now, would you switch position? This is going to change to a notification bell. So notification. What kind of bell do I want? I think I'm gonna go for this. Yeah. That's my notification bell. However, I don't want my name to be here. It's a fintech app. So what do I want to add here as well? Okay, my name can stay anyway. My name can stay. And help icon or search icon can be here if I want. So let's just, for research purposes, I'm just gonna put search icon there. Okay. We have that. Now, okay. So there's a little bit of off balance here. 1, 2, 3. So meaning my spacing here needs to adjust. And what spacing did I use there? So I used 16, 16, 16 here. And what did I use here? I used 24. So this has to be like a 28. So I'm gonna make that change directly from here. So this would be 32. This would be 32. So by making it 32, you can see that my icons are inside, but not too out. So I would come here and adjust this. So instead of 16, I'll probably use a 14 here. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, 12. Okay. Can see I have that balance now. I have the balance I need. All set. Now my sidebar is done. My header, I seem to be ready. I don't necessarily need to make my header a, what's the word? I don't necessarily need to make it a component right now because, practical purposes. Now I have my sidebar. Now something is missing in my sidebar as well. But before that, let me hide my grill, Shift G. Now, everything is looking like it's blended together. Now, this is when I'll bring my main body. So this will be my body. And my body background will be a very light background. Okay. So I'm going to drag this all the way like this. So that way there's proper distinction between my sidebar, my body, and this. So I'm going to name this body. Now this is how I go. I put these two in auto layout, Shift A and 000. Sorry. Apply 0. Now this and this, I put in auto layout and I put apply 0. And I name it my choice, right? And then my main dashboard can now enter auto layout mode. So everything has been laid out perfectly for me the way I want it. So now the work begins. Now let's see if okay. So this 25 here, let me separate it. Okay, not bad. Control Z. Yeah, so this is my background. Now on my overview, I need my metrics card. I need my metrics card. I need my graphs and all. And what I mean by metrics card is this. Okay. These here are called metrics cards. So we want to do top sales. We want to do since it's fintech, right? We want to do on your overview, you want to be able to see what's the word? You want to be able to see total number of users, you want to see total number of transactions, you want to see total number of pending transaction and probably support details. So I need forecast, right? And now that I'm looking at this, I can remember now what is missing. I need an help icon and then a drop down icon instead. So it means our menu here, we're taking this out and we're gonna add 1, 2. So this come here for a drop down. So this comes to an arrow. So drop down. So we have a drop down. So the drop down and this become 1. And the spacing between them, I would put a 4 because they need to be tightly close together. Or rather, I'll put a 0 because it needs to be like show that they belong together. While this, we have this, should I make this a setting icon? I guess. Although we have setting on the side, right? So now let me go to my mood board and check again. Now in my mood board, the setting yes. Okay. So it means I can do it as well, right? So let's make this, because I don't want to put a search bar. So I would put this and change it to alerts. So this is going to signify for, no, let's step of alert, please. So since alerts will not work, let's say headphone. I guess the icon pack attached to this stuff is okay. I have on my menu here, but then search bar missing is making this still look weird. So I guess I just have to put my search bar. So search. For my search, my radius corner, I would give it an 8. And I'm going to put the search icon inside, right? And Shift A. Let me bring a text from here. Again, if you have questions, let me know. Control V and search here. So I'm going to reduce that to a 14 and change it to this. Yeah. So now I have to balance it. I'll give it, let's say, up and down. Oh, 12 will be too much. So I'm going to leave this to an 8 and this to a 16. Okay. Let me make it be long. I need to give it this, and then it needs a subtle stroke, which would be this. So I'm gonna get this, and I'll also include it here, but to be on the side of things. So these would be in one container. So that way I can now adjust this to 8. And I can give this a 16 so that there's proper space between those and that. And now, because I want my search to be slightly subtle, so I'm gonna separate and give 50%. Yeah. So now if I want the search to be slightly longer, okay, I have my search bar and this is done. Yeah, now metrics card are coming somewhere around here, and again, I need to observe very well. I'm seeing that this is still 88. How did that become 88? That is very, very funny. Okay. Oh, okay, I see why. Okay. This is why you can see where things went off. This is now 58. Now I can use it at 16. Okay, I have 74. So I'm gonna make it, because it needs to be on the same line, right? So I'm dragging this all the way here. And so because I want this to blend with this, I'm also gonna add a stroke here. But it will be like a bottom stroke too. And it's gonna be the same color as the stroke I used there. So which is this one, I think. Is that it? Yeah. So now you can see they are equally aligned. So if I still want some sort of indication here, it's a matter of coming here, adding customize, and also giving the side of 1. So I have a full demarcation of my sidebar and menu. So my main structure is ready. This is quite too big. So I'm gonna make this 24 and a semi-bold is better, I guess. Yeah. And let me just make this settle. So this works fine for me. Okay, now we are designing the metrics. I'm selecting my frame and fill first. Now remember, it needs to start same place where this is starting. The spacing needs to be the same, right? Now, the spacing here, when I check, is 24. So the space between this and this should also be 24. I will still put it in auto layout, but pending I do, I need to manually do it first. right? So I have my metrics and how many metrics I want to see. I want to see, we can remember our menu again. We're doing total number of users, total number of transactions. What's the final one? Hello?
Trending, I think.
Trending. That's 3. So we have 1, 2, and 3. But I feel like it's supposed to be 4, right? Or I might just make use of something else in that corner. So I am going to do this. I would really love it to be 4 though, but this will be in auto layout, right? And I need it to be in line with this. So I'm gonna add 1 more. And when I do, I would redo this way. Let me now, I'll put this in auto layout A. And now this can't be the same. I have to separate it. This side has to be 24 because that's the spacing I'm giving it. However, this side will be 48. So I will end up also giving 48 here. So 48, 48, right? So I need to change this to also be 48. 48. All right, so I have 48, 48 here. Left and right pattern. But yeah, it's 24, so it's in line with this. However, I need to fix this, right? So this is set to fill. Now, every item inside too is set to fill. Now, my spacing, because it's web and I need breathing space, my spacing inside will be 32. So I have my spacing. And again, remember my radius corner, a spacing system. So I want to give my radius corner to be like 16. Nah. Okay, I've been using 8, so I'll stick to using 8. Sorry. I'll stick to using 8. So 8 is it. Yeah. So my cards are ready. However, now the mistake people make is you want to make this look elevated and more obvious, and then you start packing shadows and all. But a better way to do that is to add your subtle stroke. And to add my subtle stroke, I'm gonna add stroke. Where's it? Okay. And now, so you can see my subtle stroke is this. But however, I want my stroke to be lighter. So because I connect a design system and I don't really have much control of this, so I can detach and decide to divide this by 50. Now, my stroke is still there and it's still subtle. You can see that, right? So I have my elements. This will be for my metrics card. That's a set. I will add that. Now, after metrics card, another thing I need to design is probably I want to be able to see a little overview of my analytics, right? So I'm going to put this, but I don't want this to be what fills here totally. So this can be here. So this remaining space can be maybe quick action, maybe support action and all. And I remembered when I was grading my mood board, I bought something for quick action here. Let me see. These are empty states. Quick action for support. I'm not seeing anything here. So I'm gonna hunt for that somewhere else. Okay, yeah. Think right here. Okay. I'm going to bring quick action for support sometimes here. Let's see. No. I want something under customer support. So, let's go to sales. Aha, yeah, I just remembered. That will be recent activity. So I am bringing this element in for recent activity. But not necessarily that. Let me go to under my widgets. Okay, so yeah, I'm supposed to see, I don't want something on recent transaction or summary, say, no. Okay, I don't want any of that. So I'm just gonna come to, yeah, okay, I think we are here. So I'm just gonna do something on recent activities. So I'm going to drop that here. But pending that, so it means I need another frame. And this will be together while okay, so this would cover up to this point. Yeah. Mind you, I need to maintain same spacing. You know, I've been using text 2 here, so this must also be text 2. So I would come, apply, and add my text 2, right? And enter, and I would fill. But while filling, this has gone extended, so I'm gonna extend this. Okay, I believe this is enough. Now, the space between the element on top and the element down, they also need to balance for a proper balance there. So I'm also going to apply and give it a 32. Now, this is also supposed to fill, sorry, it's supposed to fill. It's supposed to fill. Okay, so you can see that I've not started putting my elements, but my visuals are beginning to align. I think I'm going to separate these and give these also like a, let's say, 60%. Because I want the gray background to be much more subtle. Okay, my gray background is still very subtle now. Now I know this is for my metrics part, so just so I don't forget, I'm going to make this metrics. This is for my charts. So I'm naming it charts. And this is for my recent activity to monitor who has been touching something on admin. That's what this will be for, recent activity. That way I'm able to track who is doing something on admin, right? And this will be long based on are you guys following along? I'm not being too fast, right? You guys are catching up along. Hello, people.
Yes, I'm following.
I'm with you.
Okay, good.
I wanted to ask, how do you like the height of this particular layer place you are designing now? Do you guess the height, or like how do you know the right height for the particular elements that will be in this particular place?
I've
Is
not
there
yet known yet, but
you
visually I
just
can
did an
tell.
estimate?
Yeah, so by the time I start putting the elements inside them, they'll take their true form of height. But right now, if you notice, I'm laying my foundation, measuring, making sure that my spacings are the same, radius corners are the same. I'm using the same outline all through so that one will not be different from the other. You understand? So I
Yes.
think this will be an appropriate height for my graph. Appropriate height for.
Please, I have a question before we move on, because
Okay.
I remember that you didn't recall that part. Please, how did you get your colors and your spacing system?
So, like I said, my spacing system is a spacing system. Every spacing padding and everything I'm using is divisible by 8 or 2 or 4. So that way everything will look balanced and be well balanced, right? And as for my color, I love purple. My design name is Purple Queen, so I am definitely gonna do this designing with purple. But you can see that I am not splashing purple everywhere. The only place you've seen purple is the logo and this active state. Now, looking at my active state, I'm not even making this so bold or filling it with purple everywhere and everything is looking purple. No. I'm making use of my gray, my color text, and all of those things all together. Now that I even remember, I'm supposed to change this to Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. I've balanced that. You can see that I'm just using that grayscale, yes. And by the time we start adding elements, you start seeing other colors and other stuff too. Now that I'm looking at it, I know that I'm using 48 here, 48 here, and I'm using what's it called, 32. And I realized that it's so slightly off in the sense that here it's 24, here it's 32, but I'm seeing that it's slightly off and here it's 48. So I'm deciding to go back and change my grid to a 32 instead, because the 48 is making certain things not balanced. So I'm adjusting that. So my grid margin is now 32 and not 48 any longer. So that way I'll be able to use certain spaces. So now it means, yeah, I would be changing this to 32. You see, it automatically adjusts because I have already set everything to fit into it, right? Yeah, I would come to my setting here and make sure these also balance. So it means this has to change from 12 to a 16 back. So I'll change this back to 16. Oh, sorry. To, what's the word? Yeah, 16. And this main part will be changing. Yeah. So these main parts would also be changing. Okay, so that has changed to 32. So these has to go away. Okay. So now I need to adjust this here. So this needs to go to like an 8. Yeah. And this also needs to go to like an 8. That way I return stuff back to where they're supposed to belong to. This is still looking like it is further from that. So yeah, that is balanced now, but this is not yet balanced. So I'm going to adjust this to 32. And this also to 32. So you see that even though initially I determined, okay, this is what I want to use, but now doing it, I'm realizing it probably will not work to my advantage. So hence why I'm adjusting that now. And now this can also balance. Yeah. Coming. So this would actually balance off. 32. And then I'll set fill. So that way it gives me the proper balance that I need. I think I might need to raise this to a 4. Yeah, just to give it that solid view. Yeah. So now I'm back to my 32 and they're all aligned now. So it means this also reduces in height to, let me see, how many do I need to reduce here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this becomes 235 instead of 245. So I'm going to reduce this to 235. So this adjusts itself to 235. And now I can set this to a spacing of 32. And now that I've adjusted it to 32, everything is well aligned. So these become aligned too. So these become fill. These 32 as well. So you see, everything is all aligned now because they're all in a layout, so it's easier for me to make those adjustments. So Shift G, you can see. Now the only thing that needs to change now is here. This also needs to become a 32. So you see how now everything looks balanced. Everything looks equal. All looks all balanced. Left, right, center, middle, same everywhere. Now, the final thing that will be in this dashboard area would be a table. So I'm going to bring another card. Right, let me duplicate this. I'll delete this part here, delete, and I'll make this to fill. And this will be for my table. So I will name it table. Sorry. Okay. So now I have all of this. This is what I have now. Right? Everything all perfecto. However, this is sleeping by. So let me sort of make this into fill as well. Okay. So we have our basic foundation for our dashboard. You can see without adding anything, you can tell everything is well balanced. You will nothing will look weird or way out of it because it's all perfectly aligned. Now we dive into actual filling every single details in. Now, first thing first, I don't have to design a chart from scratch. I can get chart from sample of places that has chart system. And because I'm using Align UI, I can decide to pick a chart from Align UI. So I think I brought sample much earlier. So this is one chart system that I like. I'll try to recreate that. So I'm going to take a chart from Align UI here. So let me grab this, and I would be readjusting that to fit into what I need it to fit for me. Right? Okay. So I'm grabbing that, I'm putting it in the chart area here. Remember, this is for charts. So I put it inside. I'm going to edit and change what I need to change there. Let's see, quick transaction, donation, budget overview, balance, total expenses. Okay, so I think it's made into a set of components. Mind you, even if there was time and all, I would never create a table chart from scratch. There's always samples of let's see now. Okay, I can see project summary. So I can detach, right? Yeah, detach. So this is what I need. I need this Ctrl+C, and I'm bringing it here. Ctrl+V. Now that I'm bringing it here, okay. Because I just want to show what will be the content of this chart. This chart will show me total transaction and the one for failed transaction, right?
Sorry, so sorry to break the flow. Please,
Okay.
where did you get this component?
Okay, like I said, I am using a design system, which is Align UI. Align UI already has sample of chart flows and stuff like that that I can use. So I can,
Where did you get this?
well, it's a paid design system. So you
Okay.
can either buy it or you find someone that already has it and is willing to share to you, or you get other design systems that are free, or you check Figma community and just search for charts. You see, for practical purpose, we can also decide to go and check now, but I'm looking at the time. The time has gone, and I don't think there'll be enough time to do all of that. So I am bringing two charts, right? So, and I'm going to make them a component. So hold up. But before I do, I want to test and see if it's going to align well for me. What I need is this chart here. Okay, so place to replace. So I just need this chart in here. This one and this one. This is already a component, so 12 bar, 7 bar. Okay, let's leave it at 12. 12, right? That's 12 months. So it means I can, let me just duplicate or detach instance. So I'm gonna make this Shift A, right? And sorry, 0. Now I'm gonna make this a component so that I have my own chart components on my own end, and add this place to replace. So I have 2 chart components. So this shows Monday to Thursdays, and I can adjust. Now let me see the height that I need here. So I'm going to use this to test run to see height of what I need. I need my padding in each of my elements. I'll be using a padding of 24 round. So it means whatever I'm putting here to needs to be 24. So I would do this Shift A, right? And I want it long because there'll be a bit of title up here. So this will be 24. So I'm gonna create 24. So I know this will be 24, 24. So I know my chart items to fill will be 652. So when I'm creating my component, I need to have that in mind. So this needs to be 652 as well, 652, right? So I reduce this to fill. And same as this, 652. And okay, this has adjusted actually. So I can copy this. So mind you, we are checking chart of total number of transactions to comparison of total number of users to comparison of total number of pending transaction, right? So those 3 elements, hence why we have 3 colors. So meaning this one too also needs to be 3, right? So I'll duplicate this. I would adjust it, and I would give it also, let's say, green for successful transaction. I'll change this to purple for total number of my users. So this is changing to purple. Then I'll do one more for pending transaction. And pending transaction would be, yeah. Pending transaction would be a orange. Yes. So, yeah. I'll also copy this. So I'm changing this one to green, purple, and orange. So I'm changing this to purple, and I'm changing this to orange, and I'm changing this one to green. And these upper parts should be white. Yeah. So depending on the style, normally, this is supposed to be exact same. So let me see if I can switch. Okay, yeah, I'm able to switch. So you have them here. Some people like them on the lights left. Since we are using this, we would stick to having that. I would add this and drag it into this. Okay, so this has to do this. So I would also drag it, right? Now, let me copy this and I will paste to replace here. Okay, so we have our chart here. Now, this needs to be at the bottom so that I'll be able to put certain things think let me org it and see. Org. Oh, sorry, Control Z. That was too much. Control Z. Okay. Let me now org the height. Okay, not bad. Yeah, not bad, not bad, not bad. Okay. So now that this is org, this should be set to org as well. So this should be set to fill. And this should be set to fill. Okay. Yeah. So we're balanced. So you can see how it's easy for me to change certain things because I had made some settings and everything like that. So remember that our font is DM Sans. So we come here to change the fonts. Enter. Font is DM Sans. DM Sans. And these should be 14 because 12. Same thing here. Font is DM Sans. And I'm also making it a 14. Okay. Okay. All right. All set. Adjustment has been made. Color works fine. Now I need to change this now. So yeah, remember in our mood board, we had total sales here and all like that. But because it's not just one thing we're checking 3 things. So it means our graph has to have stuff like what's the word? It needs to have elements like, yeah, something like this that has this. So in my mood board, I found something I can use. So I'm bringing this into my dashboard here. Now this hopper part, let me duplicate, place to replace, and this fills my container, and yeah, this stays up. While this, I have no business with it. Now, this is not total sales. This is let's say analytics. I'm just naming it this. On the norms, that's not what I'm supposed to name it, but analytics, right? Let's just assume a figure is here. This is showing that, okay, there's been an increase compared to last week and all like that. And yeah, I need to state what each color states. So this is representing number of what's it called? Transaction. And this one is for users. And this one is for pending transaction, right? So I'm just gonna call it pending in the meantime. So this is gonna be here. But there's one more thing missing in this place. That's my drop down for setting up, what's the word? My drop down for setting up the period of my filter. So I'm going to adjust this, apply an 8, and this would be in, let's say, 8 all round. And I'm going to give it a slight lovely stroke here. And again, my radius corner will be an 8. And this will change to a drop-down icon. And position switches. So this one is currently set to weekly. So weekly, right? And I'm going to have to adjust this to balance. So now this is 8. So this and this is going to be together. This should be balancing this. I feel like this is slightly wide. So I'm going to reduce the height to 4. Yes. And my radius corner, I'll let it maintain. Now the spacing between this is too much. So I'm going to give that a 24. Okay. So yeah, we have our graph table sets and that is gone, right? One section is done. Now, next section is this. Now, I know I'm going to have an icon, a title, and a big figure. So let me just borrow this from here and bring it into here, right? Now, I know I would be needing a big icon. So I'm going to copy this. You can see the way I'm taking elements that I've used before. I'll bring it here. I would detach. Okay, I'm gonna hide the text, right? And I'm going to remove my stroke and I'm going to set it to org. And why is it not selecting? I'm going to set this to equals thing. So this is also going to be 8. So I have my icon here. So you see how I made use of my existing elements to do what I needed to do here. So I can decide to bring this title all the way here, right? So my title is gonna come here together in auto layout, and this is going to be an 8. Please tell me you're following, and I'm not just designing on my own hand alone.
I am here with you.
Okay, just one person on the call. Interesting. Really? Oh wow.
We are here. We are here. We are.
Okay, okay. I guess you guys are here. Okay. Oops. Okay. Anyway, going back to the design. So I have my analytics here. Why this? I can put this and this together, Shift A. I give you my 8 as well. And as for this, it's still 8, so I just apply my token and I change the direction to up and down. So I have this now. And I set these to org as well. So now this have to change it to a bigger version of DM cells. Oh, that's DM mono. And remember, it has to be, let's say, extra bold. What's our this thing here? We are saying total, or let's say total users. So you know your total number of users. You have 4,000 users so far, right? So I can take this and put in auto layout and give them a spacing of 8 as well. So you can notice that everything is just 8, 8, 8. So now this is set. I can now do Shift A. Now that I've done Shift A, I'm going to copy the element inside here. I'll paste in others so they would all be the same, right? So this also, more like I'll do this and do this. Place to replace. However, remember that it's supposed to fill. So they will all balance. They will all feel the same. Now we had it. Now this one is purple. I am changing this one to let's say a green for total number of transaction. Transaction has to do with green, so I will use green. For transaction users, so let me name it total transactions. Right now, pending transactions. I'm supposed to remove this word. And sorry, sister. I am busy right now. See, I'm rejecting my sister's call for you people. God, I beg. Anyway, continuing. So this is transaction, pending transaction. Because it's pending, color would be orange. So I would use this and I will use this. Now for this, I want to say again, because downtime, I want to monitor the downtime of the platform. So this will be downtime, right? And total downtime, I might change this one to 12. Downtime is not necessarily a good thing. So I will put that in red, showing warning. So I'll use red for this. Okay, so we have that. So because select this negative, because you want lesser than time to negative. Pending transaction, if it's increased, this should be a red, meaning there's a problem. That's implication of the meaning of your data. So if you have lots of pending data, it means there's a problem somewhere. You should check that out, right? So that's why I'm using the warning. So you can see that this light shade is not visible. I need it to be visible. Hence why I'm using this. So this for warning. So meaning you have too much pending data, pending transaction, right? Hence why this. Now for my total transaction, because I want transaction to be many, I can say we've done, this is where the dollar sign comes in. Let's assume we've done 249 M. So because I don't want to show too much zero, I use an M to represent my million, right? This is the total number of transactions. So yes, I want my users to have made more transactions. That's why you hear platform give feedback that in the last 4 years, in this week alone, our customer did over 1 billion transactions, Data like this is what they use, right? Now, the way a company will brag that we have over 200,000 users. So here now, I want to say the number of users on this platform is 500,000. So instead of writing 500,000, I will use 500K. And the K to be capital. Majorly because I know that if we keep writing zeros, at some point, the zeros will not contain anymore. But by using K and M to represent the figures, this is not money. It's only money that you have to put currency, right? So 2% plus, so that's that. Now, one thing is missing. Remember I said our padding all through is 24. I have not applied padding to this card. So I'll select my cards and apply my padding, and I'll put my set padding. And yeah, sorry. Okay, right? Okay. So let's set the padding or swell here should be 24. Okay. We have done that. So you can see now that the height of my card adjusted itself based on my padding and everything. So we now have this information and this is showing, right? Let's say I want to show that compared to last week, we have lesser. If I change this to a minus, I'm trying to say, we have lower number. Whoever is that, kindly mute. So this will become a red instead. And these sort of represent that. So yeah, all balanced out. Now this is done, this is done. We're almost done with our dashboard. Now what is left is our table. Now, again, I could decide I want to go do table from scratch, or I take from existing elements that I have, depending. Majority of the time, I'm designing realistically what I would typically do when I'm rushing. That's why I'm not creating anything from, sorry. That's why I'm not creating anything from scratch. The few things I create from scratch, you can see. And those that I even took from other elements, you can see how I sort of turned them into my own elements, despite taking from my existing stuff that I'm using to work. So because I'm using an existing design system or something existing, it does not necessarily mean that I think I want to adjust this to okay, sorry, wrong place, to a 6. Yeah. Sorry, I noticed a visual imbalance there, so hence this. Yeah. So you can see that despite I'm taking elements from other places, I'm making it become mine by, treating it right. Now, I want to show recent activity. And my recent activity will be like, let me edit this to Jane Doe, right? Jane Doe. Um, responded, sorry, responded to a support call, right? And what if I want to relate to status? I don't think I need a status, so I'm gonna hide this. And I'm gonna hide these as well. I just need like, I think 3 or 2. So I'm gonna do this. So wait, in order to see how it to fit in, I'm going to bring it and put it inside here. I'm putting inside this card. So Ctrl V, inside my card. So I can see that in recent activity, let me do Shift A. Even though that is expanding, I don't want it to expand like that. Let me give it its pattern, 24 and 24, and I'm gonna reduce it. So this is gonna go, this is clipped, right? So yeah. So my recent activity is just gonna show 2 things. My last 2 most recent activity. That's what I needed to show. I don't need it to show anything serious. So I'm just gonna duplicate this. And maybe Mary Williams. Okay. So as an admin dashboard, I can see last new activities, and probably this will take me to this user management here at the end of the day. So that's what this will do for me. So I'm done with that. I don't need to do this. Now the next thing is for my what is it called here? For my table, right? My table is for recent transactions, right? So I'm going to copy this menu here, and I'll come here and give the table, oopsie. I'll give the table a title. Okay, now I see that I need to change this color back. because it's not working in that manner. So I'm changing this to back. So this is called recent transactions, right? Again, don't forget this padding would be, not this one. The table itself would be in auto layout. And top here will be 32. Oh, sorry, 24. And here would also be a 24. So everything, same spacing, same alignment, same everything. Now I know I want to draw a table. Let me borrow a table from here. I'm bringing you in. I'll bring you here. However, I know I'll be editing and changing certain things to fit into what I needed to do. So currently this is set as this. So I'm gonna change direction to this. And the spacing between the title and that, I'm gonna give it a 16. So my table needs to be a table that comes all the way here. So let's see. I should see something on transaction. I can't find anything on transaction, but but I know I saw something on recent transaction the other time. So I am going to try that out. So okay, so I will switch this to, yeah, recent transaction. Just give me a sense of what I want to see in my table. So I can decide to split this into recent transaction and new user, but I just want to do transaction, nothing more. So I know I need an icon, name of customer. So this will be turned to customer's name. Next, I know I will be need transaction details or type of transaction. If it's a deposit or a withdrawal. Type of transaction. I need to see status is there, amount. What else do I need? I need to see amount. What else are we supposed to see in transaction, guys? Hello, people. Are you guys there? Hello, can anybody hear me? Wow. I believe nobody can hear me. Can you guys hear me at all?
Yes,
Because
we can. Yes, we can hear you.
okay, why are you guys not responding? Any reason for not responding? Okay. So yeah, my table. We have transaction, amount. What else is missing? Status. What else are we missing here? So let me switch this table element to no, button group, no, button batch. I'm trying to change it to fit into what I am doing. But yeah, I would just switch it up here. Okay, nah, that won't work. Let's see. 30%. So let me find something for this. Okay, none as well. Let me add the icon. Okay. What else is missing in our transaction table, guys? Should we end it? You guys are not talking. You're not interested in answering my question. Am I boring you guys? Are you guys exhausted? Which one is it? Sorry?
What about date?
Huh?
Hi, Paula. I think they are responding in the chat.
I'm not seeing the chats. That's why I need them to talk. Why are they sending response in the chat when I am talking? I need you guys to talk. If you're not talking, I'm not going to know whether you're speaking to me or not. Anyway, type of transaction, I am having a salary deposit. Sorry, I said salary deposit. Type of transaction, I am having a withdrawal. Right? And then, I know something is missing. There is date and time. So I'm coming, let me switch this, guys. Place, sorry. Place to replace, right? So 1, 2, 3, and Control D 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. We have 6 everywhere. So they're all aligned now. So now we have withdrawals, right? And I need to hide the description. So for this one, I'll be turning off the descriptions, right? For amounts to, I'll just turn up description of all. So yeah, I think this one, the reason I will activate description back, I just want to assume in a situation where a customer posts narration. So now, if this is withdrawal, let me say, they say data. If this is deposits, right? Then let's say they say savings in their description. So this is also withdraw. And let's say groceries. So you know category of what here. So let's say deposit again. And let's assume is another savings. Okay, we have our transaction types. This is name of the user, so I don't think we need description for customer's name. So I'm going to take the description away. So that balances up. Now for amounts, let me copy amounts here. And I'm gonna edit this into this. So let's say this is for withdraw 100. Withdraw can be 120. These can be 1,000. Okay, so we have different amounts. Now status is this. So I'm going to switch. Going to this position. So income in progress, complete. That's fine. This will be the date. See me, I saw the date format the other time and I think I deleted it. So I'm going to copy this. So I'm copying a date format there. I'm inserting it here. So now the date, I'll write the time. So August 21st, right? 21st of, okay, let me just write it out. 21st August. Oh, this is Feb March. So let's say 5th of May 2026. Then another 11:53 p.m. Okay. Let me, so that I have enough space to show time as well. Okay. So let's assume this is our time. So date and time is important in transactions. So when a customer is lodging disputes, the time and the date is there for them to know, okay, this was the problem, this wasn't the problem, this was the situation of things, this wasn't the situation of things, you know, all the other oríṣiríṣi there. Okay, so, and now something is missing here. That's the button, something that leads them to go all the way to view all. So another thing is also missing. The size of this here needs to maintain across board. So I'm going to switch this up. And I will change that to activities. You see how I try to maintain consistency as much as possible, right? And this also sets of here. I try to maintain consistency as much as possible in what I'm doing. So yeah, it's recent activity. I'm also going to switch it and I'll change that to recent activities. So this says details, right? So I'm going to adapt that to here and place it here. I'll come up the opposite here, shift A, the other direction, all the way to, I'll set this as auto and set this to fill. So it comes here and I'll change this to view all. So you can see now that this is done. I need to check if this is 8 as well. Yeah, it's 8. So I have my consistency. And voila, we're done with our dashboard. However, I'm not completely done. I need to also put it somewhere in the browser mode. And come here. So I'll be putting it in this browser. So I'll copy this, Ctrl C, and I'll insert it here, paste to replace. And then I would expand this to, yeah, to fit into what I just did. So now I can easily export this as an image, or let me view in prototype mode the dashboard. So if I'm exporting this, I'll click on this. I'll set it to 3x, export, save, and And you have your dashboard, guys. What do you think? Hello, people. Am I talking to
Okay,
myself?
it looks, I don't know. The fact that we used like 2.5 hours to build a dashboard that took me like the whole day when I was starting out is really impressive. That's number one. And the colors, I love the colors. Not really shouting and straight to the point. We get whatever it is we want. Thank you so much for this.
You are welcome.
Thank
I will
you.
be. Okay, I think I'm still sharing my screen. Let me stop sharing before I share something. I'm trying to upload it and stop sharing. Okay, I'm trying to upload it into the what's it called? I'm trying to upload it into. Okay, yeah. I know I downloaded it. Where did I download it? Okay. Uh, okay, I have shared the design with you guys. So, okay. So, Marty, should I share it in the normal stage for design channel?
The recording.
No, the output. No, that's the screenshot. The
Are you
export.
saying the recording?
Not the recording. No, I'm not sharing the recording to this thing. Let me stop recording first. I think
Oh, like the dashboard that was built.
yes, the dashboard that was made.
Maybe the image,
Yeah, that's the
just
image.
to say, oh, this was what we did in class or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.